What?
Picaria looks like pussy flaps.
What are you talking about? So I've been playing a bit of Zelda lately, collecting mushrooms in-game, and I thought to myself, dude, it's the middle of mushroom season. You live like 10 minutes from the woods, get out there and get some real mushrooms in real life. You can always play Zelda at night time anyway. So we grabbed the dogs and headed out to Kaipo Forest here in SA to collect some Lacaria and perhaps a couple of pine mushrooms. If you haven't already, check out our Lacaria video to learn everything you need to know about how to safely identify and forage for this, in my opinion, highly underrated mushroom.
Your Lacaria looks like pussy flaps.
What?
Lacaria looks like pussy flaps.
What are you talking about?
Kind of looks like pussy flaps, look.
I don't think so. I don't know. Once home, I give them a wash to remove any dirt, bugs, and bug turds, then started on the brine. Now, there are at least 7.8 quadrillion brine recipes online, but honestly, I can attest to the one I'm about to show you, as from my experience, having been using it for years now, I find it to be my favorite go-to all-rounder brine recipe that you can use for pickling a great many different things. 1 cup of water to 1 1/3 cups vinegar, white vinegar, 2 tablespoons of salt, you can even use 3 if you'd like, and 1/4 cup of sugar. This is what I use as my base. Then you can add spices like dill or bay leaves or whatever you want, really. Like, get creative and start experimenting. Get really freaky with this shit, because as long as the vinegar, salt, and water ratio is roughly as mentioned, the preserving effects will take place. Everything else, including the sugar, is just for flavor, which the sugar has some preserving qualities as well, but also helps take out some of the sour, bitter flavors from the vinegar. Sugar is optional, but I recommend it. Mix that all together, heat it up until everything is dissolved, then allow it to cool, and you have yourself a kick-ass brine. You can scale this formula up or down as needed. Now for the mushrooms, I like to give them a quick saute. This helps soften the mushrooms a little bit, which decreases the time it takes for the pickling effect to kick in, and also makes the texture a little bit more pleasant, I think anyway. Also, in a previous video, I put some mushies under a microscope to discover a whole array of critters living in there, just having a fucking party. If you clean your mushrooms properly, or pick the right ones, or get store-bought, this is less likely to be an issue, but just to make sure I give them a quick blast. You don't have to saute the mushrooms if you don't want, but you might have to wait a little bit longer for them to soften up in the brine, so it's kind of win-win in my opinion. Once cooled a bit, strain them and chuck them in a sanitized jar and cover with the brine, and that's that. Leave it in the fridge for a week or 2 and they are good to go. Perfectly pickled wild mushrooms. Oh. Woo. Oh, amazing. Oh man, that's the texture of like pickled squid. Oh, that is so weird. Oh man, that is good. Oh, fucking hell. They don't look pretty, that's for sure, but oh my god. Wow. Yeah. And that'll last like a couple of weeks, months, really. This solution, a lot of brines and things, they say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, unless you pasteurize, but honestly, because of the vinegar, the acidity level is so high that certain bacteria aren't going to grow. Keep it in the fridge, it's going to be below a temperature where yeast can activate, so it's not going to ferment. Man, I can't stop eating these. I want to put them in my meal tonight. Cooking up a fucking storm. Maybe I'll film that and put it in the video. Oh my god, I'm going to have to go back to the woods tomorrow. This is amazing. Oh, wow. I know it's like a lot of people exaggerate. I've said it in other videos, like they exaggerate the tasting. Like, oh, it's so, it really is good. Please try it for yourself. Oh wow, I don't know if I'm just hungry or I've had too much wine. Fuck, that was tasty. They're tasty. And they're going to be even tastier in tonight's dinner. Can't wait to give this to my wife. Thanks for watching, friends. If you enjoyed this, please share the video, like it, subscribe to us, follow us on all the socials and all that shit, but most importantly, have a lovely day. Cheers. Let me know what you
It's got
think.
chili in it too, hey?
Yeah, I've eaten most of them.
Oh, this is nice.
Other Lucario, that's got a bit more texture.
I could eat that every day of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get some more next
Does
week.
it have garlic in it?
I don't think so. We are chopping all the garlic though, dude. What are you doing? We're
That's
surrounded
amazing.
by
I've
garlic.
never tasted mushroom like that.
It's wild. Have some more. Try that little one.
Yeah. That's a nice Lucario. That's
Beautiful.
actually held up really well. Hasn't
Yeah.
broken down.
I thought if I sauteed them, it might break down, but
So we should saute to cook a bit.
yeah, I cooked them a little bit just to get rid of any little bugs
What
and
chilies
shit.
did you put in there? That's good.
I don't know, bird's eyes maybe.
Yeah, they went well.
It's good.
That's really good, man.